Level 100, a royal invitation. Bulwaruk is eager to hear how you have been getting on. It is a pleasure as always. Have you been able to relax lately? Wonderful. As busy as you've been with the rite of succession among other things, you deserve an opportunity to experience Diliolol at a more leisurely pace. Sampling the tacos at Balyav tea is one such way to do so. They're made the traditional way and laden with fillings and are absolutely sublime. If you have an empty stomach, the owner, Brukivu, will look after you. Patch 7.1. Well, if it isn't Zilly, alone today, are you? I see. If you have a hankering for tacos, then they're on the house. Consider it a token of gratitude for your help tracking down those treasures. Go ahead and find a table. I'll bring you your meal as soon as it's ready. Wonder what they offer you if you haven't done the quest. Roll quest. Tasty. You still love tacos, I hope. Hey, you ate so many when you turned 5, you could barely move afterwards. Remember that? No, not really. That was 30 years ago for me. Right, sorry, it's still strange for me too. Just the other day you were a little boy, clinging to your mother's skirt as you set off for Usulani, and now you're a man grown with a face full of hair. Yeah, that probably would be pretty awkward. Even so, I knew you were my son the instant I saw you. We're still family, and you can always rely on me. Relying, that feels like the only thing I'm doing right now, on you and everyone else. I can't even start a fire without assistance at my new job. Back in Alexandria, we had Electrope. If I needed fire, all I had to do was press a button. Everything was at our fingertips. But here I'm helpless, a culinarian who can't even light the stove. The way the others in the kitchen stared at me, gods, I've never felt so embarrassed. I'm sorry to hear that. I've been told the tales, but it seems life is really different within the dome. My wife and children, I was thinking I'd have them join me once things had settled, but at this rate. I say you send for them. If they're your family, then they're mine too. I'll do whatever's necessary to make it work. I didn't mean to overhear, but it seems you're having trouble readjusting to life in Tuliolol. What vow Wook Lamont? To aid folk like yourself, we've established a support group at the Wing of Reflection. There you can learn the skills you need to live outside the dome. Isn't easy being back, I know, but I'm hopeful that they can make things easier. Exactly what I need. I'll definitely seek this group out, and I'll bring my family with me. Thank you. Oh, look who it is. I was just about to go and find you. You don't mind the company, I hope. I could use a bite to eat myself. The tacos here never disappoint. So, what have you been up to lately? Been exploring Taral with my trusty alpaca, and catching up on sleep, and helping out around Wachumeki Meki, been working to recover some stolen artifacts. I've been making a name for myself at the Arcadian. I've done all of those. Which one? I suppose it matters. Yeah, I'm glad that the Spitting Devil is serving you well, and you're still enjoying seeing the sights. As for myself, I'm being kept busy with duties at the palace, but whenever I find a moment, I like to walk the streets and talk to the people. That way I can better understand the problems they have and share them with Koana to figure out solutions. I was on one such walk just now, and as I mentioned, I was hoping to find you. Koana and I have something we want to discuss with you. As Dawn servants, do you have time to come to the palace? Great, I'll go on ahead. Please come and join us once you've finished here. Like a quicker way up. We'll just go to that one. Been doing so much crafting, I've been neglecting combat. Weary about doing dungeons, but I know there's going to be one. Mr. Zilli, it is always an honor. Valkoana has stepped away to attend to a pressing matter, but he should join you within before long. To the sun perch, yes. Everybody's here. Oh, you're all here too? Valkoana summoned us, though if truth be told, Alphaneld and I have been seeing him quite regularly of late. He asked us to share our knowledge of Hanish culture, you see, in hopes of further strengthening your alliance. We were, of course, happy to oblige him. Kyle and I were likewise summoned, otherwise we've been carrying on with our work, compiling information on the Golden City. My grandfather embarked on his investigation 20 years ago. With our report, we shall finish what he started. Lest you wonder, Thancred and Urianger have left to resume their tour of Tiral. Stola, meanwhile, is back to researching cross-rift travel. She was here just a few days ago to get Koana's permission to investigate living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the key in your keeping at some point. If the look she had in her eyes was any indication, I suggest you brace yourself for when she comes calling. You're like to be stuck with her for quite a while. As for Estinian, we know neither where he is nor what he is doing. Some things never change. What about Aaronville? My apologies for the delay. Think nothing of it. We took advantage of the time to catch up. So, what can we do for you? Hopefully present company is enough for whatever it is you need. The matter for which I have summoned you pertains to Alexandria. State funeral will soon be held in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen Sphene. King Galulja and his administration have invited us to attend. While certain issues remain unresolved between our nations, such as the treatment of Isolani, I see no reason not to attend. For generations, the Alexandrians lived without even the awareness of death. I wouldn't have expected them to have a funeral rites still. Apparently, the members of Oblivion unearthed records of ceremonies that were conducted in the Alexandria of old. It was they who put forth the proposal that the queen be thus honored. Leave it to that lot to think of such things. People of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. They're being confronted with the idea of death for the first time. I suspect our friends wanted to do something for them. This fiend was but a simulacrum. She was nonetheless a pillar for her people. The pain of her passing must run deep. Indeed, a funeral will give Alexandrians the chance to come together to express their grief, that they might overcome it. Wasn't sure at first, but I decided to go, not only to be there for Galul Jah, but to put this chapter behind us. That I requested your presence was none other than to see if you wished to attend the funeral. You knew Sven as well, after all. I think I should go too. Sometimes I wonder if there wasn't another way. That would be inappropriate. Did murder her, so like I think I should go too. Because you consider yourself responsible for her demise, I take it, but that's not a burden you bear alone. Here's my idea. As vow, I attend the funeral as a representative of Tiliolo. Meanwhile, you can go in a personal capacity and watch over the people as they mourn. I feel the rest of us should go too. Regardless of the reason, the fact remains that we deprived Alexandria of a beloved ruler. It's only right that we remember who Sven was to her people and to others, and to let us stand with you. It is decided. Let's head to Solution 9 and look for Galul Jah in the back room. Crossroads. Guess we should just go to Solution 9. You're heading to the back room? Proceed to the back room. Ah, you came for the funeral. Of course, I'm the only one who will officially take part, though. The others will watch over the proceedings. So how have you been? It's been a while since my last visit. I'm good. Shale is always teaching me new things. Recently, I've learned about Everkeep's systems and the mechanical soldiers. It's knowledge I'll need to use my authority properly. Studious as always, I see. By the way of a treat, I've brought you gâteau au chocolat. It's kind of cake. I think you'll like it. Thank you, Lamachi, and thank you for coming. I've never been to a funeral before, so I feel less nervous having you here. Out of curiosity, what's the custom in Alexandria? In our world, it's common to offer flowers to the departed. Much the same here, according to the records. Flowers will be distributed to all attendees. Considering that all the worlds used to be one, the practice of offering flowers may well share the same ancient origin. Fascinating, wouldn't you say? Level 100, a royal invitation. Complete. Blue Jaja has been added to the Unending Codex. Level 100, Alexandria Moore. Galul Jah wishes to go and collect his flower for the funeral. Flowers are being handed out at Praxis Park. I'm thinking of heading over there now. We'll join you. There's a man I would like to speak with, Gosan. He was apparently Sven's aide and the one who sent us the invitation. Come on, let's go. Where are we going? Resolution. Why, I'm Val Wuklamat of Tuliolol. Thank you for extending us an invitation to Queen Sven's funeral. We are honored. Truly, I had seen you before from a distance, but never had the pleasure. I'm Gosan, former chief aide to the Queen. Since her passing, I have been responsible for administering affairs of state. Can we get our flowers here? Yes, Your Majesty. The flowers are being handed out at a courier yonder, alongside the regulators. What? We need to wear regulators for the funeral? Rest assured, they are not a requirement. We're aware your people do not use them. See, people in the Alexandria of old wore tokens of mourning upon their persons when attending funerals. If such tokens were black, it was suggested that we might wear regulators painted the same color. We've yet to produce enough for everyone, but we're distributing them as we are able. I see. Yet, Regulator, and know the important thing is that we remember Queen Sven. Remember her and her kindness as you make an offering of your flower. I will. Proceedings will soon begin in this plaza. Please take your place once you have your flower.
Although we are gathered here for the same reason, we hail from different lands. Some were born and raised in the Alexandria of old, while others came to us from Tuliolal. It was from this union of diverse peoples that a new Alexandria was born. The only home that our younger generation knows. How did we overcome the barriers between us? What moved us to join hands in common purpose beneath crackling skies? You know the answer. We survived. We thrived because Queen Sven brought us together. Inspired and encouraged by her boundless kindness, we strove to be better, for ourselves as well as those around us. and in Her Majesty's absence, there is a sadness beyond words. Yet we will remember her. Remember all the good that she has done for us. So let us pray, as the people of the Old Kingdom once did, for the peaceful repose of the departed. And let us keep our beloved Queen forever in our hearts, that her memory might guide us unto the morrow. Would that I could find solace in my own words.
Just adorable.
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
She must have been. To still remember her is strange, isn't it, darling?
I miss her. She would always cheer me up when I was down. But even though I remember her, I'll never see her again. That doesn't make sense.
It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid.
But what will happen to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
What will happen indeed? Everything that we have, we owe to Queen Sphene. How are we to go on without her?
I still remember Her Majesty so clearly. If only I didn't, I might feel better about the future of our realm.
Perhaps we should also consider moving to Tuliolo. The journey won't be easy, but it'd be better than staying here in uncertainty.
In times like these, I take comfort in the beliefs of a Turali people called the Yokui. To them, death isn't the end. So long as we're remembered, we never truly die. It could be the same for Queen Sphene, you know? If you keep her alive in your hearts, she'll always be with you.
But we still won't be able to see her, right? I don't want to think about that. I wish I could just forget instead of having to feel like this.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to impose. Please, mourn your queen however you see fit. As expected, they struggle to come to terms with their loss. I hope they can find a way to move forward.
It's not only grief that weighs on them, but worry for the future. Bereft of their queen, how will they proceed?
True. But with that at least, we're not powerless to help. What is it, Guloja?
I was wondering, is it better to remember or forget someone when they're dead? I remember my father, and every time I think of him, it hurts. It's the same with Queen Sphene. Knowing that she's gone makes me feel sad. But it's different with my mother. I never knew her, so I don't feel as bad. I want to remember my father, but maybe I'd be better off forgetting him.
Guloja.
Why don't we continue this somewhere else?
Hey, Galulja, do you really know nothing at all about your mother? Jill searched the system for information on residents, but only the Mamul Josh she found listed were my father and me. Even if she died and was erased from people's memories, she should have been there, but she wasn't. Well, that you're here means she was here too, inside the dome. There can't be any other way about it. Be cloned? Perhaps we should try looking again. Do you want to know your mother? I think so, even if it makes me feel sad. I want to know her. I want to try looking again, and if I don't find anything this time, I'll give up. I see. Well, if that's what you want. And I'll help you. I'd like to help as well, and I believe I speak for the others, too. But I can't bother you with this. You already came for the funeral. We came here not only for the funeral, but to see whether all was well in Alexandria. We're not about to leave just yet. Besides, in seeking to learn about your mother, we're bound to learn about your father as well. By retracing the steps of this man who kept his own counsel, we may gain knowledge that can serve the people of Alexandria. All right, thank you, everyone. Level 100, Alexandria Moorings, complete. Level 100, in search of the past. Grahatia has an idea on how you may proceed with your investigation. Assuming neither memories nor records of Galul Jah's mother remain, we must cast as wide a net as possible. I'd suggest we split into groups. If you can make inquiries outside in the outskirts, the rest of us will do the same in Solution 9. Okay, look around. There's one. You're looking for a Momo Jah woman? Oh, Galul Jah's mother. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. I only know a little about Zorul Jah, and then only what my father told me. He said that before the dome cut us off from the outside world, a Tural Vidral had appeared and was terrorizing the region. In response, Zorul Jah assembled a party of warriors and with them confronted and felled the beast. It was interesting to hear of the king's feat in the past. Exchange with the fresh-faced Tonawata has taught you about a battle with the Tural Vidral. Sorry, but I've never heard of a Mamul Jah woman living in these parts, much less one connected to Zorul Jah. Might have better luck talking to the people over at Tonawatan settlement to the north of Everkeep in a place called Yuiyawata. The resilient son won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another, so the story goes. If I remember correctly, their chief's name was Kanaloka. Exchange with the middle-aged Tonawata has taught you about Zorul Jah's devoted. Zorul Jah's devoted, okay. Alrighty then. Where else could you be? Mostly around everywhere. Someplace I'm just overlooking. Only further down. There we go. Mamul Jah woman. Their people have never been a common sight around here. Why, the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down over our heads. He was among an entourage of Landsguard that was dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Tuliolol after their mission. If any remained, I suppose they could have been trapped in here with the rest of us. Exchange with the chatty Shatona has taught you about a Mamul Jah woman. Right. You headed to the back room. Galul Jah has told me all. We previously tried to track down records of his mother, but came up empty-handed. With everyone's help, hopefully we can get somewhere this time. Ah, so you spoke with quite a few different people as well. Let's combine all our findings and see what conclusions we might draw. So, Zorul Jah brought a retinue of Landsguard to Isolani, among whom was a female Mamul Jah. His mission was to rid the region of Tural Vidral, and I believe it's safe to say that that was the crisis in Yuiyawata he resolved. Okay. These names. If some of his troops stuck around for a time, perhaps to assist the villagers with recovery efforts, then they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome. We also heard stories about the settlement in Yawata. People lived there until nearly a decade ago, and Zorol-Ja made regular visits. If he required secrecy, a location home to his most loyal followers would be ideal, and if this Mamul-Ja woman had remained there, they would have had occasion to come in contact. I see, but what could Zorol-Ja have been doing in that village? Oh, I mean, making the boy, obviously. Think we can answer that question. In order to retrace Zorol-Ja's steps, Raha and I spoke with a researcher who worked at Origenics. He said that approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep per the King's direct order. This is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the King's jurisdiction. It was apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that was all we could learn. Plenty to go on. Even if the work there was classified, any materials and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. If we look into transportation records, there it is. Routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscation, but large deliveries were being made to Yawata, far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years, though. It's likely the facility has been decommissioned. Do you think that's where my mother was? Can't say for certain just yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. This is amazing. Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all of this out. Each piece of the puzzle may reveal little on its own, but when we put several together, a picture begins to form. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before. Lesson I learned in another life. So we'll be investigating the secret facility in Yawata then. This time I want you to come along, Galul-Ja. Yawata is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a hover cargo from the drift downs. All right, thank you, Shale. Here's the drift downs. Okay. So the hover cargo will take us across the lake. I've never been over there before. Still inside the dome, so I don't expect it'll be too different from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. You follow when it's safe to do so, alright? Alright, be careful, everyone. Yawata Field Station, now accessible. New regular duty has been added to Duty Finder and Duty Support. Okay, well... Now, get centered here. I think we'll see how long the dungeon queue is. Level 100, Yui Iwata Field Station. Before the dome appeared in the northern region of what is now Heritage Found, a Tonawatan village was terrorized by Turol Vidral. Zorol himself led the Landsguard in an effort to quell the beast's boundless fury, yet while the first promise returned in triumph, few know what became of the village and its people. In your search for clues as to the identity of Gololja's mother, you learn that Zorolja visited the region many times over the years and that it may be home to a secret research facility, and so you and yours attempt to retrace the King's Resolve's steps and unearth the buried past. Level 100. See how long this lasts. If it's too long, we'll go duty support. Oh, that was quite quick. Level 100, Yui Iwata Field Station. Commence. I have not played Pictomancer in a while, so let's hope this goes well. Dr. All, Yui Iwata Field Station. Why is it so jittery? I have too much stuff open. So it's usually just like server related. Oh Lord, this is gonna be rough. Keeps doing this. Okay, boss. Okay, that tank buster. Caber toss. Yeah, there's quite a lot going on here. Do we have to kill these? Kind of getting the gist of it. This is higher eye level gear, right? We're gonna need that. Kind of a lot going on in that fight. Whew. I mean, it would help if I wasn't so laggy and jittery at the moment. I didn't even use like my main attack, a Moogle attack. Yeah, it's been a while. Some stuff. +2. We gotten any stuff yet? Here, I picked up some of it. I don't know what's going on. So confused. Also, my lag is not helping, so... Okay. That'll work. Ah, ow, ow. Whoops. I'm so lost. I didn't even mean to hit it. My healer's down too. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Where's... sorry. Is there like a safe spot for this? Just fast. Okay, I mean I think I can avoid it. They're gonna get whacked by the tank busters. I don't know, if they can kill it, I'm okay with that. I doubt it. If he was a warrior, maybe. Oh, maybe. Yes. I guess you just stay on the move out of them, huh? Like I walked into the ring, stuff around the ring, and that basically killed me. Leave it to the tank. Oh, he almost had it. So it's just starting me off with all of my stuff right here now. I used to have to hit that when I'd come into the dungeon. All the way to the wall for March. Okay, yeah, I got that. I got out of it. Okay, we're ready for this. Aye. Ah, I couldn't get out of it. Oops. Thought my slide would help me. Okay. I've been good at that mechanic before, honestly. I mean, not this particular one, but like that, the confusion mechanic. Okay, well, that certainly could have gone better. I get it. It's not like the mechanics were like super difficult. I mean, I've never seen them before though. So like that first roundabout one thing kind of got me. Don't rush ahead. Oh, you... I already have that one. Probably should have picked a job I was more familiar with. We also used this throughout the whole expansion. They've made some changes recently. I haven't done many combat jobs the last couple months. What is this? Aw, Draw Vidral, Lunipiati. Kinda cute. Smell a rat. Oh, wow, it does that much? Thought I would just have to like get out of the way. Whatever that was that killed me. Yeah, I didn't even see that, whatever it was. How do you tell which ones it's gonna hit? I want to see the mechanics. Best I can, anyways. Maybe they start one place and move over. I don't think we've I've died so much in a dungeon before. Okay. Be good enough. Can't even really attack. Ooh, ooh, almost ran right into that. I assume we got to get as far away from it as possible, huh? Yeah, I didn't get out of that. Oh, whatever. I didn't get out of that. Oh. I couldn't zoom out of it because I was falling right into the cliff. Yeah, a lot of dying on this one. I'm not gonna say I'm proud of it. Got it. Okay, that was rough. I think I got the hang of it now. A couple of expert roulettes, I'll have it down. kind of gear did we get? Is that all we've gotten? Was the Ring of Slaying out of all of those? I know, mostly good on gears. All right.
For all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Vali Armanda.
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility. The Tural Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject. Though I expect Zoralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
Get the echo. Get the monster echo.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast.
Ooh.
This would allow one to wield the power of a Tural Vidral.
In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures. But in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
At her.
So, you've given him permission?
Teshalja, you will assist Kaniloka. As one of the Land's Guard's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments. You will also watch him closely. In what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project? Or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power. But with no one to rely upon, we must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command. But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliolal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours. That which I seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
Are you all right?
Tayshelja. Could she be my mother?
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in the Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Ubigo women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kanaloka returned to, could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Tayshelja there.
That's where we're going next then.
Wish I could see into the past like you, then I could see people who are gone. Because there aren't any other Mamulja women here. For a long time, I couldn't even imagine what my mother looked like. But when I visited Tuliolo and saw some, I was finally able to picture her in my mind. That's kind of sad. One day, I hope I can see what she actually looked like as well. Level 100 in search of the... That's just level 11. When do I have one up? Any of them? That one. It won't take up too much inventory. We now enter Yuya Field Station with a party of NPC avatars. To make use of this feature, open the Trust interface and locate it under Duty in the main menu.